Hi everybody, it's Rebecca here for those who don't know me. I hope everybody is keeping very safe and well and strong through this very testing time at the moment. I know it can be really hard not seeing loved ones, and everything in the world at the minute is bound to cause anxiety and a lot of unsettlement. So just stay strong. I was asked to do this video and base it around sort of some anti-anxiety, and I want to bring in a bit of mindfulness into it as well. It's very important to be looking after our minds at the moment and our outer physical body as well, but especially because we're so sort of reduced down as to where we can move about at the moment, it's bound to cause some anxieties. As we go through, I'm going to start with a nice breathing exercise, and then we'll go forward onto some video demonstration as well. I'd just like to say at this point that this is only really a guide as to a nice little de-stress. If you can just take 15-20 minutes just to one side for yourself to do this, maybe once a day or a few times a week, that would be amazing. It would definitely benefit you. If you don't feel like some of the postures are easy for you to do, please don't perform them, or maybe go to a chair or even on the sofa, anything that you think might help you. With each posture, I'll be giving you some guides as to how to make it a little bit easier for yourself as well. So before we get started, I'd just like you to become comfortable. So I'm just in some really relaxed sort of joggy bottoms and a loose top. I'm sat up on a cushion with my legs crossed. For this first part of the video, you could easily be sat in a chair, or like I said, on the sofa, just somewhere where you feel relaxed. Maybe make yourself a cup of tea. I've got a nice lemon and ginger tea with me, my glass of water, and I'm burning some incense. So yeah, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with the breathing exercise. If at any point you wish to pause the video, please go ahead. Yeah, this is for you. Like I said, it's just a guide. Okay, so we're going to start. If you want to come with your eyes closed, we'll start with the breathing exercises. So we'll take a nice deep inhale in and exhale out through the mouth, and again in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, and out through the mouth. Continue this deep inhaling and long exhaling, starting to become aware of that breath in our bodies. Notice where the breath is. And just become still in that moment, letting the breath just settle into a nice breathing pattern. Nice and gentle, slowing it down. Inhaling for 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just hold slightly at the top of the breath and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding slightly at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding at the top of the breath and exhaling. 2, 3, 4, holding at the bottom, inhaling, and just hold at the top of the breath and exhale, holding at the bottom, inhaling, pause at the top of the breath and exhaling. Just pausing at the bottom. Inhale. And exhale. Just becoming aware of that breath. Continue this for a few rounds. Are we all starting to feel a bit relaxed now? It's funny what a bit of breathing can do. Our pranayama, life force, is what drives us, and we often forget so much about the breath. Okay, we're just going to move forward onto the visual part of the video now. So if you'd like to open your eyes again, if not already done so. You may just need a little bit of room for this now, if you want to come down onto the floor, if that's doable for you. Or again, these warm-up stretches can definitely be performed on the chair, on a dining room chair or something like that. So remember, not pushing into any pain. So you're going to begin in that seated position. You can see here that I'm in a half lotus position with my foot above, but just an easy seated position, cross-leg position is fine for the beginning of this exercise. I'm going to start tapping into the breath here, so we'll just close the eyes with my hands gently resting on to my knees, and we'll take some nice deep inhales here. Just again, inhaling with the breath and exhaling, slowing down again. Some nice inhales here, taking some fresh air into the lungs. So inhaling, taking the arms up overhead now. And exhale, open the arms out to that right hand side, looking over that right hand shoulder. Inhale, arms back up to center. And exhale, over to the left hand side, looking over that left shoulder just slightly. Inhaling, arms up. And repeat, exhaling. Twisting round. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, twisting around to that left hand side now. Inhaling, arms back up to center. And just take prayer hands down to heart center now. Connect back with the breath. Inhale, arms up overhead. Just take that right arm down to the floor now, keeping that left butt cheek on the floor. Stretch over, stretch that left hand over the top, feeling a nice stretch down that left hand side. Inhale, taking it back up to center, taking that right arm now up over the top, stretching across to that left hand side, keeping that right butt cheek on the floor. Looking under the armpit. Inhaling back up to center. Start to take the chin down to the chest now and roll that head over to the right hand shoulder. Roll back down to the chest and over to the left. Nice and gently. Down to the chest and over to the right hand side. And repeat. Over to the left hand side, back up to center, and just Gently drop the head back now, feeling that nice stretch down the esophagus. Inhaling back up to center. Reach your arms out in front of you now, bending at the elbows, touching the shoulders. Create some nice big circles, 3 going backwards, and we'll do 3 coming forwards. Placing the arms out to the side now, just create some rotation in the wrists and just give yourself a little shake out as well here. Okay, so now we've worked on warming up that upper part of the body, we're going to move through to the back now. You will have to come through to a tabletop position for this next little demonstration, flat back tabletop. So if you are on a chair and you are able to come through to that, please do so. And if not, maybe you might have to skip this part of the video just to onward to a few of the other postures. Okay. So coming through to your tabletop position now, making sure that the hips are stacked over the knees and the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. We're going to come through to our cat-cows. So on the exhale, you start to push through the shoulders and arch that back, dip the chin to the chest. Inhaling, shining the heart forward and lifting the pelvis. Exhaling, pushing up and arching the back, and inhaling, shining that heart forward. Exhaling, pushing up, dipping the chin, and inhaling, tipping that pelvis up again, shining the heart forward. And just repeat this, inhaling and exhaling on the curve. Inhaling, shining the heart forward, and exhaling, just coming back to a neutral back now. If you'd like to pop the toes together and widen the knees, will go back to a nice child's position. So you're aiming for your bum to touch your heels here, but if that's uncomfortable, maybe you can add a little cushion under the bum, and just stretch your arms out nice ahead of you, making sure that the shoulders are not coming out of the sockets, and just resting the head on the floor. Take some nice breaths here. Just back to the breath, bringing it back to the breath all the time and connecting with yourself. Coming back up to that tabletop position now, we're going to start to warm those wrists up by just creating some nice rotations over the wrists, some nice wrist rolls. Again, not pushing into any pain here, going one way and then alternating on the other way. This is just to wake up your joints, just to let them know that there might be some movement coming their way. We're going to go through to thread the needle now. So with your right hand on the inhale, if you'd like to extend it up to the ceiling, and on the exhale, thread it through underneath that left hand. Inhale. And exhale, aiming for your shoulder and your cheek on the floor. Extend that left hand out in front of you as I'm doing in the video. Take a nice breath here. Enjoying this twist. Bringing that left hand back in now to support yourself back up to tabletop position. On the other side, left hand extending up to the sky, the ceiling, and bringing it back down and threading it through that right hand. Inhale and exhale, extend that right hand out in front of you for this nice thread the needle. Aiming for that shoulder on the floor, but if that's not doable for you, just remain in a position that feels comfortable for you, supporting yourself. Inhaling, bringing that right hand back in and supporting yourself back up to a tabletop position. Just take a moment here to reconnect with the body. Maybe some nice shoulder rolls. And just have a moment. Tucking the toes under now, we're going to push the bum back to the heels. And on the exhale, roll the back forward, untucking the toes, tilting the pelvis and back to the heels. Inhaling, bringing it forward, tucking the toes, tilting the pelvis and back to the heels. We're creating a bit of a wave here, a motion through the spine, waking up the toes as well. Inhaling, bringing it forward, tucking the toes. And we're going to take it up to a nice downward dog now. So start to lift the knees off the ground, extending the legs up with the chest and raising the hips. Start to pad it out now as we face our first down dog. Waking up those hamstrings, those calf muscles, maybe walk it in a little bit and walking it back out. Aiming for your shoulders to be drawing down the back. Drishti, your viewpoint, looking through your feet. Try and keep the hips nice and high here. Take a few breaths here. And start to walk the feet now up to the front of the mat to join your hands and have a nice forward fold. Inhaling, arms come up overhead. Slowly coming up to our standing position. That concludes our little warm-up for the first part of the video. So we're going to start moving through some, I think it's four mindful postures that I've put together, that really focus on sort of taking that external consciousness within. So it's all about the focus, how the body feels, and also, remembering to stay with that breath, as I keep mentioning. So our first pose that we are coming to is our mountain pose. So stand up tall with your arms by your sides, press all four corners of your feet into the ground, distributing your weight evenly between both feet. Imagine your pelvis is like a bowl of water and it's at room level. Both of the sides, front and back, need to be level. Elongate the spine, keeping the lower ribs from jutting out, gently lifting the chest and opening the heart. Relax the shoulders down. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale, feeling grounded. Tadasana, a mountain pose. This pose is the foundation of all standing poses. It is so seemingly simple that it is often not practiced mindfully. It is an excellent posture to help bring awareness to all areas of the body as well as the mind. Moving through to our next posture now is low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Low lunge is a stretching posture which improves balance, concentration and core awareness. This may be difficult for you if you're not fully mobile. If this is a difficult, if you think this is a difficult posture for yourself, please don't perform it. I've done 2 variations of it in the video. So to begin with, we start off in our down dog position as we just practiced before. Stretching those calf muscles out. Raising the hips. You're going to lift the right leg up to the ceiling, bring it in close to the chest and place it in between your hands in front of you. Inhale, engage the thigh muscles here, engage the core, take the arms up overhead. We're aiming for that right knee to be over the heel. That's a high lunge. We're taking it down for the low lunge now, placing the knee on the floor. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Adjusting into the posture, tilting the pelvis under, inhaling, exhaling, taking the viewpoint, drishti, up a little bit further. Be mindful of our knees here if you need a blanket under your knee. Taking the leg back to our down dog position now and back down over for the other side. So lifting that left leg up now. Inhaling, tucking it into the chest, looking at where we're going to place it in between our hands. Up for high lunge, inhaling. Engaging those thigh muscles, engaging your quads. Lowering that knee down now for low lunge. Inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, inhaling, changing the viewpoint. Opening the heart, leading from the heart. And exhale, back down, lifting that back knee up again, taking it back for that 3-leg dog, and back down into downward dog. Take it down for child's pose. Let's just have a moment here. Bringing it back to the breath. If you've come a bit short of breath, just take it back to the breath. Moving through to our tree posture now. But I've done 3 variations of this. There's an easy, a more intermediate, and then a more difficult pose. So please stick with whatever pose you feel is going to be relevant for you. They're all testing. They're all just it's how it feels for you. So just stick with your own roots. So shifting that weight onto that left-hand side. This is posture 1. We're just lifting that foot up onto the ankle. Hands can be on hips here. Posture 2, we're taking that foot up to the calf muscle. And posture 3, taking the foot up to that thigh muscle. Finding that balance, and maybe bringing the hands to prayer pose here as I'm doing, lifting the gaze. Find the balance in the pose now and enjoy it. Take some breaths, remember to balance, think of the focus, and release gently. Over to the other side now, so shifting the weight onto that right hand foot. Posture 1, onto the ankle. Posture 2, up to the calf. Posture 3, placing the foot on the thigh. Bringing it to prayer hands, pushing those hands together if you need that little bit more focus. Some nice breaths here. Maybe taking the arms up for a full tree. And releasing gently back down to the ground. Just taking a moment to recognize how that's made your body feel. Coming down now to our Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose. This is a classic restorative posture. So you're going to come down onto the mat, bending the knees in and opening the knees up, out like a book with the heels together. Placing the hands on the belly, or you can have them either side. As you can see here, I'm demonstrating that you can place some pillows under your knees if that's a little bit strong on the groin. This is a perfect posture for mindfulness. This is a great ending posture, acting as a segue into meditation as it brings awareness inward. In this posture, the mind might start to wander due to physical discomfort in the inner thighs and groin, but just stick with it, remembering to use props if needs be. Do what's comfortable for you. Inhale here, and exhale, keeping with the breath. We'll start to slow down again now. And when you're ready, bringing your knees back together. Assist yourself up or rock up like I have done here, and we're going to come back to a nice easy seated posture for the end of the video now. Now there are just some points that I'd like you to keep in mind throughout your day-to-day life and activities, especially whilst we're in this lockdown period. Mindfulness is a very strong power, really. It's a power of the mind, and it's a good way for you to have a deep sense of connection with yourself, which is so important for how you project yourself day to day anyway. But in understanding your emotions, why you might be feeling a certain way. It can be important for facing day-to-day challenges, especially a challenge that most of us will face at the moment is just getting out and going to the shops. Queuing for an hour to get some basic groceries seems like the norm at the moment, and that can be a huge challenge for some people, especially if you are a little bit like irritable or are quite highly angst. So bringing it back and just recognizing those emotions. Yes, I do feel this way because I'm in this situation. What can I do about it? Maybe I can start some nice breathing exercises. And if you really want to, you can get down and start doing some yoga on the floor. I have thought about it. Acceptance for this time that we're going through at the moment. We can't do anything about it apart from stay happy. They haven't taken that away from us yet. Keep laughing, keep having a good time with your family. Yeah, so just accept what we're in at the moment, but recognize that there are things that you can do to make it a more pleasant experience. You'll definitely start to feel a heightened sense of compassion when you start practicing a bit of mindfulness and meditation, yoga in general. It's one of those situations where you can step back from a situation and assess everything and just think, where do I need to put my energy the most? Where is it going to be wasted? Who needs it the most? If we're constantly supplying and recharging our energy, then there's more than plenty to go around. I'm a strong believer of that. Also, this is a brilliant time to start deepening your yoga practice generally. You don't need a yoga mat even to practice yoga. You can just get down on the floor like we just witnessed from the video, just a few postures, standing posture, mountain pose, you just need yourself for most things in yoga, and that all important breath, always bringing it back to the breath. So as we come to close the video, I'd just like to say thank you and namaste. I hope this has been useful for you, and use it at your will, So thank you so much and have a good day.